Double Dragon is one of the most influential video games ever made. It was massively successful, spawning a plethora of sequels, a cartoon series, and even a terrible movie with a 13% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Tons of games would imitate its beat-em-up style. If it wasn't for Double Dragon, it's likely we'd have never seen games like Final Fight, Streets of Rage, or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. Before Double Dragon, the only beat-em-up games were extremely simplistic. The NES got a port of Kung Fu, which can be fun, but the enemies run at the player like the undead in a zombie apocalypse. In 1986, an up-and-coming designer named Yoshihisa Kishimoto led development on a new karate action game. His game was called Niketsu Koa Kunio-kun and was loosely based on his real-life experiences. It tells the story of a scrappy high school kid that must fight against the bullies at his school. The action happens in large open areas, very similar to the NES game River City Ransom. That's because River City Ransom is actually one of this game's later sequels. Developer Technos Japan did release Niketsu Ko Kunio-kun in the United States, but they changed the look of the characters to be more like the movie The Warriors, and they changed the title to Renegade. Renegade was mildly successful, but Technos had some ideas for a new game that would be even better. First, they wanted to make something that wouldn't need to be completely changed for the North American or European markets. And this time there would be 2 players instead of just 1. In the arcades, double the players meant double the money. Kishimoto was inspired by the movie The Way of the Dragon starring Bruce Lee, and combined with the 2-player aspect, the title Double Dragon was born. The arcade version looks extremely impressive for a game released back in 1987. The graphics look good enough to be on the Sega Genesis, just without the blast processing. In the arcade version, each player has a joystick and 3 buttons, 1 for punch, 1 for kick, and 1 for jump. The characters are a pair of twin brothers who would later be named Billy and Jimmy Lee. Or was it Bimmy and Jimmy? No, definitely not Bimmy. The game is relatively short, and after the players defeat the machine gun wielding final boss, they have to fight each other to the death to see who goes home with Miriam, the cliché damsel in distress. The arcade game was massively successful, so Technos definitely wanted to release a home version for the NES. There was only one problem. The limitations of the system only allowed for 3 characters to be on the screen at once. 2 players fighting against just 1 enemy would be terrible, so the 2-player cooperative mode had to be cut. They did include a 2-player versus mode though, so players could recreate the exciting end of the arcade version. They may have had to cut the 2-player mode, but Technos did add some very interesting new content for the NES version. As you fight enemies, you gain experience points, which unlock new karate moves as you progress through the game. This is extremely advanced gameplay for such an early entry in the beat-em-up genre. These games are often criticized for being repetitive, but you won't be able to beat Double Dragon simply by spamming the same moves over and over. Technos also added new areas for the NES version, making it feel like an entirely new game. One thing they didn't tone down for the NES version is the violence. They chose to include this cutscene at the beginning. Whoa, that got serious fast. Am I still playing Nintendo, or did I accidentally change the channel to Law & Order SVU? Of course, instead of involving Olivia Benson, Billy Lee decides to take the law into his own hands. Like Liam Neeson in Taken, he's going to kill every member of the Black Warrior gang until Miriam is safely returned. He'll pummel them with his fists, bludgeon them with bats, stab them with knives, and explode their faces with dynamite. He'll show no mercy as he delivers a Miyagi-Do kick off the side of a ledge. The game was massively popular and spawned 2 sequels on the NES. In those ones, they finally figured out how to make the 2-player cooperative mode work. In modern times, Double Dragon is still popular with millions of fans, yet somehow IGN forgot to include it on their list of the top 100 NES games of all time. Even worse, they did include Double Dragon 2 at number 83, which is personally my favorite game in the series, but then they put Double Dragon 3 at number 55? I'm not going to say Double Dragon 3 is garbage, but it is definitely the worst game in the series, not close. The crowdsourced rating site Ranker.com paints a different picture. They have Double Dragon 2 as the 15th best NES game of all time, and the original is number 12. Double Dragon 3 is all the way down at number 156. The internet has spoken. IGN is wrong about this one. Double Dragon for the NES is fairly short, but you only get 3 lives and 0 continues. It's like having to finish an entire arcade game on a single quarter. If that wasn't hard enough, there are tons of instant death traps that can cut your game short in seconds. But what if I told you the secrets to the experience system so you can learn the most powerful techniques fast? What if I told you the tricks you need to avoid the game's most irritating traps? And what if I told you secret techniques that can easily defeat the game's most difficult bosses? Well, on today's episode of You Can Beat Video Games, we'll learn all of that and more. If you're new to the channel, we're doing deep dives on retro video games and giving you the professional strategies that can be used by the casual gamer. Please make sure to subscribe and click on the bell for notifications so you don't miss any new episodes. Let's get started. Alright, Double Dragon. We're gonna start up a new game, and oof, wow, that is felony assault and kidnapping. That guy's gonna be doing some time. Nah, who are we kidding? We're definitely gonna kill that guy. So we start out on experience level 1, which means we can only do punches, kicks, and headbutts. You'll see that there's only 1 heart in the lower left hand corner of the screen, but you'll also notice that every time I punch somebody, I gain 20 points. If you only punch like 2 or 3 times on these guys and don't knock them down, you can just keep punching them until the time runs out. That's a very good way to earn a lot of levels very quickly. You need 1,000 points to gain a level, and there are 6 to be gained in addition to the one that we start with. Kicks are your primary means of attack. They only give you 15 points, so we're not going to build up levels as quickly, but they have a lot more range and they do more damage than the punches. Stand on the side of this door and just start kicking so that you hit these Lindas as soon as they appear, and you can press the punch button to pick up the whip that they have. Now this guy is called a roper and he has an oil drum. You want to stay away from him until he throws that drum, and then you can theoretically pick it up and throw it back at him. Be careful because the oil drum doesn't give you any points at all when you're attacking with it, and you'll get 15 or 20 points for punching and kicking, and it's a good time to try to build up some points early here. You'll notice that we're already at level 2, so now whenever we're punching or kicking, we'll end our combos with like a roundhouse kick or an uppercut if we're punching. You want to take the whip away from these Linda enemies very quickly and start using it The whip will get you 30 points every time you hit, and that's the most that anything will get you in the entire game. So not only does it do a lot of damage, it's a good way to build up levels fast. Take out this last Linda with the whip, and then I'll show you a fun trick. You can go and stand between these two girders on the side, press up, and it's like there's an elevator there. Pretty weird. Go inside the door, and there's a conveyor belt here. So if you just kind of get people to the edge of the conveyor belt, you can knock them off very easily. So take out these ropers, just hit them at the edge of the conveyor belt. Make sure not to fall off yourself. You only get a couple lives in this game. And this Abobo enemy, very easy to knock off the edge of the conveyor belt. Doesn't need a lot of coaxing at all. In the arcade game, there were these seamless transitions between levels, but I guess they couldn't do that on the Nintendo, so we have those Mission 1, Mission 2 screens instead. You can pick up this box and throw it at these roper enemies, but it doesn't get you any experience points. At this point, we have level 3. Level 3 will actually allow us to do jump kicks, so if you press both buttons at the same time, you can jump now. You could jump before, but it wouldn't actually do a kick. Watch out for this dynamite, and you can just avoid this enemy and climb up the fence. He won't follow you if you knock him down first. There is the first use of my jump kick, and I can just jump kick off the side here. Come down here and fight these Williams enemies with your kicks, and you can take this guy out while he's still climbing on the fence. It's kind of a mean trick. Come over here, just take these guys out. There is a ledge over to the left, so it may be possible to move the enemies over and kick them off that ledge, but you'll get less points in general doing that, and would like to get level 4 pretty soon. Gonna use this whip here to take out these Linda enemies, and climb up the first ladder. There's 2 more Lindas here, just whip them down a couple times. We'll get a ton of points this way. And there's going to be more Lindas up the ladder, just let them come down to you. So here she is. Take out this Linda. Couple more whips ought to do it. Then we're going to fight the boss. Well, we're not exactly going to fight him. The boss is an enemy called a Chintai, and these are one of the more difficult enemy types in the game. So just climb up the ladder, and as soon as he appears, like, whoa man, I don't want to fight this guy, just climb down the ladder. As soon as you climb him off the screen, that's it. Mission 2 is completed. Pretty easy. Mission 3 is about as long as Mission 1 and 2 combined, and it's twice as difficult. Make sure you don't get hit by the knife that this first Williams is carrying. That knife will deal you a ton of damage. Just stay away from him until he throws it, or you could do a jump kick to hit him and disarm him as well. Here's another Williams with a knife. Be careful of him. You do not want to get caught by that knife. I just gained level 4, so the next move that I'm going to be able to do now is a hair grab. And I got the knife that time and hit him with it. The knife doesn't get you any points, so it's kind of weird that some weapons do give you points and other ones don't, and that was the hair grab, and I just threw that Chintai behind me, and I started to run as quickly as I can to the right. All you want to do is get that guy down one time and quickly run him off the screen. As soon as the second Chintai appears, and then the third one, once you get 2 of them on the screen, that first one will not come back. If you can catch this guy in a hair grab right about here on the screen, you can throw him behind you by pressing A, and it's like there's water right back there that you can catch him in, so sploosh, got him. That's the easiest way to take out those 2 Chintais. Jump kick this guy to take his bat. The bat will get you 25 points every time you attack. Do a jump kick to get over this bridge section, and do not get hit by that knife. You don't want to get knocked into the water because you got hit by a knife. You can use the bat to quickly take out these guys. Once they are defeated, you can move forward. The next enemies we'll be fighting are all ropers. The best way to beat ropers is to get them in the hair grab, so you want to attack with kicks at about the farthest possible range of your kick. That's the easiest way to get somebody into a hair grab, and once you have them, you want to keep kicking 4 more times, but after the 4th kick, you want to do a throw. The throw does a lot of damage, but you want to get in those 4 kicks first too. This is the way that you can do the most damage when you're doing the hair grab. Now there's going to be 2 abobos here. We won't be able to hair grab them. This first fight with 2 abobos is one of the most difficult parts in the entire game. You can knock them down with jump kicks, but jump kicks don't deal a lot of damage. So ideally what you want to do is maneuver around the screen so that they're on top of each other, and then do a jump kick that knocks them both down. Stand on top of their bodies, and as soon as they get back up, just start kicking. Hopefully you can knock them down again with a nice triple kick combo, and they won't be able to ever punch you. Once they're defeated, press up to go inside the cave. If you keep walking forward, you'll actually have to repeat the forest section again. Take your time and avoid these stalactites, and once you make it to the far right, there will be some platforming you have to do. So jump straight up onto this first platform, wait until you get next to the second one and jump straight up again. Then ride this platform all the way to the end and jump off to the right. If you end up landing on that 3rd platform, just quickly jump off of it. You should make it to the other side easily. Kick these chin ties from as far away as you possibly can. That's probably the easiest way to deal with them. If you can stack them on top of each other, you may be able to hit them both at the same time. And it looks like we actually have level 5 right now, which allows us to do the ground and pound pin attack. But that doesn't get us any experience points, so we're not going to do it very much in this point in the game. You want to bait out the dynamite from that first guy and then try to give him a jump kick so that he gets away from it. Then you can pick it up and throw it at one of the other Williamses. If you don't pick up the dynamite, the enemies will pick it up, so you need to make sure to get rid of it quickly. It can deal you a ton of damage. The easiest way to defeat these Williams enemies is to get them in the hair grab move and then do the 4 kicks and throw combo. If you can't do that, just try to get them with some kicks and head to the right, where we need to be careful of some falling rocks. Just wait for the screen to move all the way over at this point. Then you can walk off the edge. Walk off the edge again, jump over this lava, that's instant death. Jump over the second lava, and the 3rd lava. Over here there's some stalactites. They are very difficult to avoid. Make sure to wait until the screen scrolls all the way and stops. If you jump too early, you'll actually just die. Walk off the edge here, and we're going to fight the green abobo. There's a trick to beating him. You want to walk like through him, and then start moving him to the left. Then, once you get him right to the edge of the wall, you can do a jump kick and kill him in one shot. You'll know it's working if you're moving him and he's not able to punch you, so you're just going to walk through and then walk back to the left. Oh, got stuck there, and do it again. Try to get through, and then once you're pushing him, you know that it's working. You don't want to push him too far, just so his arm is about touching the wall. Then give him the jump kick, take out the second one, and go through the door. That guy's very difficult if you don't do that. Jump all the way down to the bottom here. Then you need to start taking out some Lindas. These Lindas are very easy to defeat by getting in the hair grab pool. So just give them the kicks and throw. Some more kicks. Couple hair grab kicks. They don't have a ton of health, so just a couple moves and a throw will take them out. And then you can just climb to the bottom when the door is open. And we have completed mission 3 and are on to the final mission. Mission 4. Well, I hope you still have a lot of lives because mission 4 is tough. I like to wait until the block on the left side that's 2 from the bottom sticks out, and then I jump 2 times. I don't usually get hit doing this, but if I only get hit once, that's also okay, we'll make it. So I'm going to try it again, wait for that second from the bottom block to go, and now I'm going to jump. I got hit, but just jump again. And I didn't get stuck. That's the only thing that I want to avoid. You don't want to keep getting hit and just die there. That's a very dangerous trap. Now the first Chintai here has a knife, so you want to jump attack him. And then if you stand near this ledge, we can easily start throwing these guys. So just kick from range so that you can grab them in the hair pull grab. And then just do the over the shoulder throw by pressing A. If somebody's dumb enough to get between you and the pit, you can also just kick them into it. This is the way, just throw them in or kick them in. And we've taken out a whole mess of Chintais. Jump over this hole, and oh no, and a Bobo's coming out of the wall? Yeah, we're not gonna fight that guy, forget it. Just climb up, you don't have to deal with him at all. At the top here, we have to beat a whole bunch of ropers, and we're gonna do them the same way that we took out those Chintais. Get them in the hair grabs, and throw them over the edge. So you just want to be kicking from the farthest possible range. That's the way you'll get them into the hair grab. So just start kicking, and we have a level 6 now, so we can also do elbow attacks, but once again, those don't get us any experience points. Climb up the ladder here, take out this guy, just knock him down, and quickly move forward. You want to jump off the edge there, you don't want to just walk off. Climb up this ladder. Watch out for this guy, just stay moving and he won't follow you too far. Jump down, climb down this ladder, and we want to jump to this moving platform, but you can't jump when it's too low, or you'll actually jump over it and you end up in the water and die. So we're going to jump right there. And once it's at the top, jump again, climb up this ladder. And we want to jump at this platform when it's at a low position. Ride it up to the top and jump. Climb up this ladder. And just to be safe, I'm going to wait for this platform to come down. You want it to be right about level with you when you jump on it. So there's good. Right level with your fists is fine. I'm going to ride it until it's almost at the top. Above that like green line is a good place to do it. And press up on this door and we will enter the gauntlet. We're almost at our maximum experience level, so I'm not as worried about points anymore. So if I knock down these enemies, you can press down on top of their body and then press A to do a pin attack while they are down. So that's a good way to finish them off. If the pin attack won't finish them off, so if they were a stronger enemy than these Williams here, then they may actually push you off when you try to pin attack them. So don't do it on like a Chintai if you haven't done a lot of damage to them already, like if you just hit them with a jump kick. You want to get these 2 Abobos immediately as they come through the door, and we've gained our final level of experience, so now our roundhouse kick has been replaced with a jumping spin kick, which does a ton of damage. We want to do a regular jump kick on the Chintai with the knife, and then pick it up and throw it at one of these guys. That knife will deal a lot of damage. The best way to deal with the Chintais is to either get them in the hair grab pull, or hit them with our new jump kick. Although sometimes they duck that jumping spin kick, so you don't want to rely on that too much. Take out those Lindas, and then 2 Ropers will appear. And these are the last 2 enemies of the gauntlet before we have to fight Machine Gun Willie. You want to come all the way down to the bottom. Don't go too far though or you'll fall into the spike pit, but just right down there to the bottom. And then his gun won't be able to shoot you anymore. And if you just kick him at range, you can also get him in a hair grab or do the jump kicks on him. You can hit him with a pin attack, but you need to be careful. If you press down when you're that far to the bottom of the screen, you might accidentally walk off, so I don't recommend using the pin attack. And once he's defeated, it's time for the final boss, Jimmy Lee. It turns out that Billy's brother Jimmy was behind the Black Warrior gang all along. The trick to beating him is to do whatever you can to knock him down. I like to try to use a jump kick, then put a little bit of space between you and Jimmy, and as soon as you see him start to get up, do 2 kicks, then turn so that you're facing away from him, and press the punch button to throw an elbow attack. The elbow attack does a ton of damage, and it will knock him down, so you can try to repeat the process. You may be able to get him stuck in a combo that he just can't recover from. So remember, the combo is kick, kick, elbow. And that's it. You've defeated Jimmy Lee and completed Double Dragon. All we can do now is sit back, relax, and enjoy the cheesy ending. Well, I hope this video helped you save Miriam and put an end to the Black Warrior gang. If it did, make sure to give it a like and make sure to subscribe for more videos, because there will always be more damsels in distress to save, and that's why we'll be back again next week with another video game you can beat. Thanks for watching.